Hey everyone, welcome to Bean to Barstool Bite-Sized, where we spend about 5 minutes with some of our favorite people from craft beer and craft chocolate. Today we talk with Corina Gimenez, the founder and head chocolate maker at Xoco by Corina, a bean-to-bar chocolate maker in southwestern Norway. Corina is from Venezuela, and she uses Venezuelan cacao in dialogue with Norwegian culinary ingredients in her chocolate bars. Her 3-bean stout bar was made in collaboration with local craft brewery Lervig Beer in Stavanger. Their 3-bean stout is an imperial stout made with vanilla beans, cacao beans, and tonka beans. The eponymous bar is made with that beer. I asked her initially if she makes the bar by soaking the nibs in the beer, and her immediate response is, well, kind of perfect.
Well, actually, I think I will have to kill you now, but okay. I will share my secret. My focus was, since the beer tastes so good, and I know Lervig has so many fans around the world that might not get the chance to try the beer. So for me, what's very important to keep the beer flavor as the star. The way I think it conveys it best is just to infuse the actual cacao beans after I roast them and turn them into nibs. Then I bathe them literally on the beer. The ratio that is that the nibs will absorb all the beer. So it's a process that takes me around 3 weeks that I have to turn every other day. The cacao mass, in a way, that the nib mass infused. So every day it will soak up until the end of the 3rd week is already absorbed everything. And then just to make sure, I will dehydrate them for the chocolate process to be able to complete smoothly, because as you said, if I have any moisture in them, then it will be a disaster in the refining process. It is, but I think the process is so well worth it, because to me it preserves, because when you are refining, it also adds up a little bit of the temperature, so you lose mostly of the alcohol, but then since the beer has so much flavor to it, so I use a bean that it has a nutty profile instead of a floral one, because I didn't want that to compete with the beer flavor. So I think this reinforces more in another aspect of the bar, and it doesn't interfere so much in the aromatics of the beer. But it does add to the flavor, because it gives a fudge texture to it that I don't get with the same beans in another recipe. Even though I dehydrated and all that, there is some of the molasses and the sugars from the beer that do get across anyway. So I think one of the aspects I find very appealing is the texture, that it gets very fudgy, that any other of my range of bars I get with the other mets. So I'm really happy with that, I feel. By coincidence, Venezuela had a big production of tonka beans before the oil time, so it was cacao and tonka beans export. They do come from the Amazon. That's why also it's found in Brazil, and it was mostly for the perfume industry. Is widely known and used there. The flavor profile, it's unique, but if you never tried it before, it's like a cross between vanilla, cinnamon, nutmeg kind of thing. So it's a very aromatic, and actually you should use just a little bit, so it can affect your blood circulation if you use in big amounts, because it has coumarin, which is a substance that is regulated, but it just takes just a tiny bit to infuse a lot of flavors. So over here in the last years, it's very popular on ice creams. You will find it. And then, some bars. But so far it has been, just me. And with Lervig Beer, to me, it was just like the tonka bean flavor was something that really caught on my palate. And I was just like, I can't believe it. This is in beer and it tastes so good. So, well, to me, it's the perfect marriage between beer and chocolate. And to honor the stout and the chocolate combination, that is just like a match made in heaven. And a beer that is actually I never tried before. I didn't know that you could make such a spiced, flavorful, creamy beer. And it shows craftsmanship. It shows interest for new flavors. So I'm forever grateful to Larry for that.
If you want to hear more about the full story behind 3-Bean Stout and the 3-Bean Stout chocolate bar, you can listen to episode 18 of Bean to Barstool. There we have a full conversation with Corina, as well as with David Graham, the head brewer at Lervig Beer, and Nana Goldbake, the artist and graphic designer who created the label art for the beer and the chocolate. I'll link to that episode in the show notes. The music today was by my dear friend Anna P.S. My name is David Nilsson. Thanks for listening to Bean to Barstool Bite-Sized.